Alright gang, today we're doing Wonka's Golden Ticket. Will you be the one to find it? To set up Wonka's Golden Ticket, first thing we're going to have to do is get a pool of these Wonka bars. Now, if this is the first time you're playing the game and you haven't opened it previously, you're going to have to take 60 of these Wonka bars and put them in 60 of these Wonka bar covers. Alright? Have fun with that. It'll take a bit of time. Have some friends. You could have some company while you're doing it. Get them busy. Once you have done that, you're going to take a number of these bars equal to what the rule book says for the amount of players. And we're going to place those in a pile. I am using the box bottom for this because the lid's preoccupied, but you can do this however you want. So the number of bars we need for 2 players is 34. For 3 players, we need 41. For 4 players, we need 48, and for 5 players, we need 55. Any unused Wonka bars will be returned to the box. They will not be used for the game. Okay, so once you've figured out how many you need for the amount of players you are playing with, you will then take a number of these golden tickets here. Now, you are going to take 1 golden ticket for the amount of players that you have minus 1. So in a 2-player game, we're going to use 1 golden ticket. 5-player game, we would use 4 golden tickets. All right, then we were going to take those golden tickets and one by one, we were going to place them into a Wonka bar until we have all of those tickets inside of a Wonka bar. As you can see here on the back, there's a little groove that will hold it on the reverse side of what looks like the bars. So once you've got that number of golden tickets in the number of Wonka bars you need, you're going to throw those in the pile of regular Wonka bars that you already have. You're going to give them a nice shuffle and place that pile off to the side of the playing area for now. We're going to have to make a board. But any unused golden tickets will return to the box. They will not be used for the game. Alright, now that we got that squared away, we're going to make the board. We're going to take these 9 location tiles and we are going to place them in a 3x3 grid here. If you see, they are numbered 1 through 9 up in the right top corner. And we will just place them in order from 1 to 9. Now, as a group, you're going to decide which side of the location board you're going to use, either the A or the B side. If it's your first game, they suggest you use the A side. All right, if we look at the board's tiles themselves, we can see that the A side has the purple background and also says side A on the bottom. The B side has the gold background and it says side B on the bottom. If you are going to use any of the location tiles on the side B side, the rulebook suggests that you have the city square side B face up in that case. Okay, so you could use the city side B side face up along with any other tile B side up, or a combination of, all of them being B side, all of them being A side, whatever you choose. But for the first game, they suggest you just simply use the A side. Once we've done that, we're going to place Willy up here at the Chocolate Factory, space number 3, along with the purple die. Then we are going to throw the draw discard pile tile down, along with the reference tile there, if you shall choose. Slightly off camera, but we can deal with that. Right, we're going to take the Wonka cards, we're going to give them a real good shuffle, and we're going to deal each player 6 cards. Then we are going to take the remaining Wonka cards and place them on that draw discard pile tile in the draw spot. Players are going to decide which character they want to be. They will take the character board and character token of the character that they choose, and they will place the characters in the classroom base number 8. When a player gets their character boards, they want to leave enough room in front of them so that they could have a row of cards underneath of it. Any unused character and character tokens will be returned to the box. They will not be used for the game. Next, we're going to take the coins and put them off to the side of the board in a pile. I'm using containers. You can do this however you want. Then we're going to take a look down here at our character boards where it says allowance in the square below the character's name. And we're going to take a number of coins equal to that value. The coins come in a value of 3 and 1, so you could choose how to do this however you want to. Next, players will decide who goes first. The rulebook suggests the last person to eat chocolate do this. You can decide however you want. And that person will take 2 of their cards from their hand, and they will discard them, placing them here on the discard pile next to the draw deck. Then, every other player will discard 1 card to the discard pile. All right, so that the first player should have 4 cards and every other player should have 5 cards. Alright, and that is it. You are set up to play the golden ticket. Alright, the object of Wonka's golden ticket is to have a golden ticket at the end of the game. To do this, we will do 2 of 3 actions on our turn, and we will do various effects from the board, the cards, or our player boards. Alright, before we get into all that, let's take a look at some of the cards and the symbols on the board. Alright, so there's 3 different types of cards in the game. We have Candy, we have Rowdy, and we have Mystery cards. Alright, as you see, they each have a different symbol, and they correspond to some spots on the board. We will be collecting sets of these to exchange them for certain things, money or Wonka bars or whatnot. Okay, if we look here at the classroom, we have a piggy bank symbol with some coins. That's what these symbols represent. This corresponds to our player board here. That is our allowance. So wherever that piggy bank symbol is, we will collect the number of that from the bank. All right, so Charlie gets 3 when he uses the effect of this board, and Mike gets 5 coins when he uses the effect of this board. Alright, if we look here, we have card symbols, which means we will draw that many cards from the draw deck and do something else with those cards depending on the board that we land on. This symbol here means money. We have the Wonka bar symbol here, which means you will collect that many Wonka bars for the effect. Alright, now these next 2 symbols involve below our player boards here. As we're playing the game, we'll be playing cards to our player area here, and we'll place them below our player board. And we'll get into that in a little bit. First one we have here is the sweep symbol, which means we will discard any cards that we have played previously below our player area to the discard pile, and then do any effect of that board or card or whatever sweep symbol corresponds to. The final symbol is only on the B side of the boards, and that is this symbol here, which represents cards played in your player area. Alright, and any numbers on the location boards or cards or whatnot is the number of that resource that you will collect. Anytime you see an arrow, it means you would get that many of the resource. So here, we spend 3 gold, we get 2 Wonka bars. Down here, we sweep 3 candy symbols, we get 2 Wonka bars, etc. Alright, so that's basically the symbols of the game. Now that we know what they are, let's get into how the game plays. Starting with the first player, and then moving on to the player to our left. Each player will take 2 of 3 actions on their turn. They must take 2 of these 3 actions on their turn, but it could be any combination they want. They could do 2 of the same action, or they could do 2 different actions. It doesn't matter. Alright, the first action is to play a card. Just to do this, we simply take a card from our hand and place it below our player area here. Now, there are some benefits to the cards, and they are listed down here on the bottom of the card, and we'll get back into that in a second. But we do not have to do the benefit of the card, and if we cannot do the benefit of the card, we will not be able to do the benefit of the card. Okay, it's our choice, or the game's choice, depending on how that works out. Alright, some cards can be multiplied, meaning you could play more than 1 card on the same action to collect multiple effects. Okay, so here we have the Scrumdiddlyumptious bar. It says gain 1 Wonka bar, or play 2 of these cards and gain 3 Wonka bars. So in this case, I would play 2 of these cards for 1 action and gain 3 Wonka bars. And some cards you could play even more than 2 cards, but it is still considered 1 action. Playing a card is 1 action, and you would place the card below your player area here. I like to keep my symbols separated because you will be sweeping these cards, and I'll get into that later on. But it's just easier for you to identify which symbol you have. So I'd make a couple different rows here. Second action you can take is to discard a card to the discard pile here and move your character from the space they are 1 space in any direction. Orthogonal can do this diagonal. So say Mike here discard this card, he can move up to here, or he can move over here, or he can move over here. It's up to him. You just could not go from the classroom to the TV store because that is on a diagonal. Alright, so let's say Mike moved here. Once you move, you can then be able to collect the benefit of the tile if you can fulfill it, or you could choose not to. Again, it's your choice. So let's say Mike did this, he would gain $4. Then we would take $4 from the bank, throw it into our wallet here. Now you can only collect the benefits of these location tiles when you end your movement on that tile. Okay, so say Charlie ended his movement here, he can only collect this benefit here if he ends his movement on that tile. Some cards will let you move more than one space, so in that case you could not go here, collect the benefit, then go here and collect the benefit of the tile. It's only the tile that you ended your movement on that you can collect the benefit of said tile. Okay, so that is the second action, which is moving. Again, just discarding the card and moving one spot is the action. Any of the benefits written below it, you do not have to take. The third and final action is to draw up to your hand refill limit. There is no hand limit in the game. You could have 1 card or you could have 7 cards. Doesn't matter. But there is a hand refill limit, and that is dictated by your player. All right, if we look on the player board, this box here below the character's name tells you your hand refill limit. In Mike's case, it's 4. So if I had less than 4 cards, I could draw up to 4 cards. I couldn't use this to, refill my hand if I had 4 cards, because he already has 4 cards. Doesn't make sense. So say Mike did that. He's going to use that action. He's going to refill his hand. He would draw back up to 4 cards, place that in his hand. His hand is kept secret from everybody. I don't know if I said that. I figured it was obvious. All right. Okay, so that is the 3 actions. Now, anytime one of those actions will allow you to collect one of the Wonka bars, you will take a Wonka bar and you will place it somewhere in your play area, but you will not open it. You will not check to see if you won the golden ticket. You just place it in your play area untouched until the end of the game. All right, now, if you end your movement on a space with Willie here, he's going to give you a treat. He's going to give you 1 Wonka bar, which you will place in your play area. And then you will roll the die and see where Willie will go to next. And he will go over to the 1 tile in this case. All right, and that is basically a player's turn. They will do 2 of 3 actions. They will collect any benefits or do any benefits if they choose to. If Willie is on a tile with them at the end of their movement, they will roll for Willie and he'll move around the board, giving them a treat, and then play will pass on to the next player. We will continue to do this until a player takes the last Wonka bar in our supply and places them in front of their player area. In that case, the players will go through their bars one at a time, going ready, set, go, opening that up and seeing if they have the golden ticket. Whoever has the golden ticket wins the game. If you do not have the golden ticket, you lost. If you have 2 golden tickets, you could choose to share the golden ticket with another player or keep both of them for yourself and be greedy. It's up to you. Your choice. All right, so that's basically how you play. It's just a race to see who gets the golden ticket first. Now, let's go through some of the benefits of the cards and the boards. All right, let's start off with this guy here. We mentioned it briefly, the Scrumdiddlyumptious bar. We would gain 1 bar if we played 1 card, meaning we throw it down in our player area here, or we would gain 3 Wonka bars if we played 2. Again, playing 2 cards can be 1 action. It depends on what the cards are. Next, we have the 3-course meal chewing gum. It says choose someone else to gain 1 Wonka bar and then move to any space. So we simply choose another player. They collect 1 Wonka bar, place it in front of them, and then we can move our token from the space we are on to any space we choose to. Next card here, we have the lickable wallpaper. That simply means we will move from the space we are on to a space with Willie on it. And then we would do the benefit of the tile, and we would roll for Willie, collect a bar, well, we would move. Next, we have the everlasting gobstopper. If Willy Wonka is on the same space as you, it would gain 2 bars. So here, Mike is on the same space as Willie. He gained 2 chocolate bars. Place him in front of his player area. All right, we got the tug-o-war taffy. If this is the final card in your hand when it is played, you will gain 3 Wonka bars. So if we had no other card in our hand and we played this, down below our player area, we get 3 bars out of the supply. All right, the final mystery card we have here, the one with the head symbol, is the golden egg. What that means is if we had previously played 3 other mystery cards, doesn't matter what they are, we can gain 3 Wonka bars when we play this. So we have to have 3 mystery cards down when we play this, and then we could gain 3 Wonka bars. All right, next we have the rowdy cards. The first one here is the invisible gumdrop. Now, with this, you can play this, and then anybody else in the game can also play this to collect 1 Wonka bar for each invisible gumdrop card that they play. All right, this is a free action for the other player, so to speak. Everybody does this when one player plays it, if they can, if they have any gumdrop cards in their hand. All right, so say Mike here played this, he would gain 1 of these Wonka bars, and then say Charlie here had 2 of these invisible gumdrops in their hand, that player would gain 2 Wonka bars. Okay, and if Mike had 2 or 3 of these invisible gumdrop cards in his hand, he would play them all at once and gain 2 or 3 Wonka bars, depending on how many he had. Next one we have here is the Slugworth Sizzlers. Now with this one, when it's played, anybody with 6 or more cards must take 3 of those cards and discard it to the discard pile. All right, now we got Fickle Grubbers Juicy Bar. That's a tough one to get out. All right, it says you gain 4 coins. If somebody were to give you a card, they will gain 2 coins. All right, so you would automatically get 4 coins, and then if each player wanted to give you a card, you would get 2 more coins from the bank for that card. All right, next we have Slingshot Gum. You will be able to move to a space and then take 1 random card from another player. So what this means is, say I'm Mike, I can move 1 space, and then if I am in a space by myself, nothing happens. But if I move into a space with another player, I can randomly take 1 card from their hand, place it in my own hand. And then I would do any benefit of the tile. Next we have Fickle Grubbers Fudge. What that means is we could take 1 card from anybody's player area that they previously played, and we could place it in our hand. Next we have Exploding Candy. Alright, Exploding Candy is one of the interactive cards in the game. What that means is you can make somebody else discard 2 of their candy bars from their player area back into the main pile here, or they could use this card to block somebody from playing this card on them, preventing them from having to return 2 of these candy bars to the supply. All right, so that's the end of the rowdy cards. Now we go into the candy cards. We have Extra Hard Rock Candy here. That'll allow you to draw 2 cards. If you have 2 of these cards, you can then draw 4 cards from the draw pile, placing them in your hand. Then we have Fudge Mallow. That will allow you to gain 3 coins from the supply. If you have 2 of these Fudge Mallows, you will be able to get 7 coins from the supply. Next, we have Fizzy Lifting Drink. It says move to any unoccupied cornered space. All right, so if we play this, we can move our character, let's say we're Mike, to any corner space on the board that is unoccupied. Willy Wonka in a corner space is considered occupied, so Mike could not move to the spot with Willy Wonka if he played this card, or if Charlie were down here, he could not move to this space with Charlie in it. All right, next we have the Triple Cream Cup here. This will allow us to sweep 3 cards from under our player board and gain 5 coins. Okay, they could be any type, so they could be 1 of each type of card. It could be 1 candy, 1 mystery, and 1 rowdy card, or it could be 3 rowdy cards, 3 mystery cards. Doesn't matter. Next we have the Licorice Loop. If this is the final card in the hand, we gain $7. Now we have Honey Teacup. Now with the Honey Teacup, we have 2 options we could do. We could choose to not move at all and then just do the benefit of the tile that we are on. Or we can move 2 spaces from the tile we are on to another tile. And when we finish our movement, we will do the benefit of that tile if there is a benefit there that we are able to do. Okay, so if Mike were to move from the classroom up to the market here, he would not stop at the city square here, do that benefit, and then move on and then do that benefit. It's only the tile that you end your movement on that you'll collect the benefit on. And the final one here is Wonka Vision Bar that will allow you to return to the classroom from any space on the board. You will gain 1 Wonka Bar, placing it in your player area, and then you will do the benefit of the classroom if you choose to. So that's all the cards. Let's get in there at the board. Alright, so let's start off on number 1 here. Here, if we have $14, we give it to the bank, and then we get 6 Wonka Bars in return. Number 2 here, if we spend $3, we get 2 Wonka Bars. Okay, the factory here, if we were to sweep 2 mystery cards, we would gain 2 Wonka Bars. Down here at the TV shop, if we were to sweep 3 candy cards in our player area, we'd gain 2 Wonka Bars. Alright, the city square here is we can draw 3 cards and then we have to discard 2 cards. Alright, now it doesn't have to be the 3 cards that we drew. It could be a combination of the 3 cards that we drew and any cards in our hand. We just have to return 2 of them to the discard pile. At the candy shop here, if we spend $5, we get to draw 3 cards. If we are here at the snack delivery, we gain $4. At the classroom, I think I mentioned this before, but anytime we land there, we will gain coin equal to what our allowance box says on our player boards. The auction house, when you sweep a number of rowdy cards, you will gain a number of Wonka Bars. Alright, so if I were to sweep 1 rowdy card from under my play area, I would get 1 Wonka Bar. If I were to sweep 2 rowdy cards from under my player area, I would get 2 Wonka Bars. Alright, now let's look at side B. Tile 1 here, if we spend $15, we will gain 2 times the number of Wonka Bars we have in our player area here. So, say Mike here had 4 Wonka Bars in his play area here. He went here, he spent $15. He will then take 8 Wonka Bars from the, the supply and place it in his player area. If he had 10 Wonka Bars there, he would take 20 Wonka Bars from the supply, place it in his player area. Depends on how many Wonka Bars you have in your player area. You multiply that by 2. Next spot here, as you can see, I wrote on permanent marker, there is a misprint on the game. It should be 2 coins for 1 Wonka Bar, not 2 coins for 2 Wonka Bars. Alright, so if I were to spend 2 coins, I gain 1 Wonka Bar. Over here at the chocolate factory, if we were to sweep mystery cards, then we would draw that many cards. So if on previous turns we had played mystery cards to our player area, then we could sweep that many cards and gain 1 card from the draw deck, placing it in our hand for each card that we swept. Alright, so if I swept 3 mystery cards, I would draw 3 cards, placing it in my hand. Alright, on the TV shop, if I were to sweep 2 cards with the same name, so here I have Fudge Mallow, I'm going to sweep both of these cards, which are candy cards, with the same name. I will gain 2 Wonka Bars. Okay, the city square here will allow us to draw 3 cards from the draw stack here, place them 3 cards in our hand, and then from our hand, including those 3 cards that we just drew, we can take 2 of these cards and place them below our player area like we're playing them, but we do not do any of the benefits of the card. They're just simply down there for symbols for later on if we want to sweep something. Okay, the candy shop here will allow us to take 2 cards, any 2 cards we want from the discard pile, and place that into our hand. Then we will take the remaining discard cards and we will shuffle those into the draw pile, creating a new draw pile. Alright, if we move down here to the snack delivery, for every card that we played that has a different name, we will gain 1 coin. Alright, so if we look over here at Mike, he has Fudge Mallow twice, and then Honey Teacup. He has Tug O' War Taffy and 3 course meal here. He will gain 4 coins because he has 4 cards with different names. Fudge Mallow is twice, so he would not get 5 coins. He could only get 4. Alright, now, if we go to the classroom, we will draw 3 cards from the draw pile and also collect our allowance. The final one is the action house here. If we were to sweep 3 rowdy cards with different names, we will gain 3 Wonka Bars and $2. Alright, so if we look at Mike here, he has 3 rowdy cards. Again, the ones with these this symbol here. Firecracker symbol, I guess. And they are different names. He could sweep these and gain 3 Wonka bars and 2 coins. Now let's look at the characters before we move on to the gameplay. Alright, we have Charlie here. He has an allowance at 3, a hand refill limit of 4, and whenever he sweeps a card, he may move 1 space. Okay, and then he can do the benefit of that space if he chooses to or can. Alright, so say Charlie had cards under his player mat here. He swept them, he would move 1 space, and then he could do the benefits of the market here in this case, meaning he could spend $2 and get a candy bar. Alright, Mike's ability here. If we were to play 2 rowdy cards, 2 separate rowdy card actions, alright, then we would get a 3rd action for free. And it doesn't have to be a rowdy card, it could be any action. He has $5 as an allowance and a hand refill limit of 4. Alright, next we have Veruca Salt. Her allowance is $8. Her hand refill limit is $4. And her special ability is when she draws cards, she may draw an extra card. Alright, so this means when she draws cards in general, it could be 1 card, it could be 5 cards. She will gain 1 card and only 1 card, not 1 card for each card that she draws. Alright, so if she drew 1 card, she would be able to draw another card. If she drew 3 cards, she would only be able to draw 1 additional card. And that is Veruca. Alright, next we have Augustus here. Augustus has an allowance of $5, has a hand refill limit of 4, and his ability is he can refill his hand for free. He could draw up to 4 for free, doesn't have to use an action like every other player does. And that is Augustus. Alright, next we have Violet. Violet has an allowance of $5 and a refill limit of 4 cards rather. Her ability is whenever she gains 2 or more Wonka bars, she can draw a card. So if Violet were to collect 2 Wonka bars, she would be able to draw 1 card from the draw pile. If she were to be able to collect 4 Wonka bars, she would be able to draw 1 card from the draw pile. Just 1. Alright, and that is all the characters, all the benefits of the cards, all the benefits of both sides of the location tiles, and that is how you play Wonka's Golden Ticket. Stay tuned for a gameplay. Alright, gang, today we're playing Wonka's Golden Ticket. We are playing with the Scrum de Lianches version, which simply means that at least the city square is on the side B. I have several others side B face up. The base game has been filmed multiple times before, you know, where it's all side A. Go check out another video. But regardless, Jen will be Mike up here. I will be Charlie. Charlie will go first, so he will start with 4 cards. Mike will be second. She will start with 5 cards. Or Jen, being Mike, will start with 5 cards. I'm all of them in my head, so you figure that out. Alright, so Charlie will go first. He has to do 2 of 3 actions. He could play a card to his player area, blow his board, and then do any benefit of that action. He could discard a card and then move 1 space in an orthogonal manner, no diagonals, and then he could do the benefit of the space if he chooses to or can. Or the final action is to draw back up to their hand refill limit dictated on their player board. Alright, so Charlie's up first. This is his cards. Normally cards would be held secret from everybody, but I'm one person doing one thing, so they will be face up. Alright, Charlie is going to play this Fudge Mallow. He's going to play 2 of these Fudge Mallows, and he is going to slide it under his player area there, showing that he's played 2, and he will gain $7 from the bank. So he will gain 2, 3 coins and 1 coin. Put it up here in his wallet. That is 1 action. Even though I played 2 cards, it's 1 action because this card requires or can require more than 1 card. Normally, if you play 1 card, you cannot do multiple benefits playing multiple cards. Only 1 card, 1 benefit, unless otherwise stated. That's his first action. And the second action, I think he's going to move. Now, if I had some mystery cards, this one would work out well. I can move up to him and then sweep that for a card. I only have 1 mystery card. I can play it and then go up there, do the benefit of it, sweep it, and then do Charlie's thing, or Willie's thing, but it's only one card, so I'll hold off on that. And this one doesn't make sense because there's none there. So what I think I'm going to do is I'll keep this one. I'm going to discard this. I'm going to move Charlie up here, and then I'm going to draw 3 cards from the draw pile. Alright, and now I can play 2 of these cards directly down here, not getting any of the benefits of the card, just the symbol for later use. And I think I'm going to do that. Let's see. I will definitely going to play a firecracker, I think. And I might want to hold that. In case I want to steal. I might want to steal. Let's see. I'm going to keep this one to move. This will get me a bug. I'm going to keep that one. Alright. I'll get rid of this one. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of that one, and I'll keep that one. I'll get rid of this one here. Alright, so Charlie's going to keep these. He's done 2 actions. That's the end of his turn. Goes over to Jen playing Mike. Let's see what Mike has here. Alright. Well, Mike is going to play these guys for sure. He's got the invisible gumdrop. He has 2 of them. So if I had any in my hand, I could also throw them below my play area, playing them, and collect a bar for each card that I have. I do not have any. Jen has 2 of them, so Mike playing as Jen playing as Mike will collect 2 bars. All right, there we go. We're going to place these. We're not going to look at them. We're just going to place them off to the side of our play area. We're not going to open them up till the last bar is drawn, and then we're going to open them up together. All right, so that was Jen's first action. Her second action will be to play this guy here, the honey teacup. That will allow Jen to either stay here and do the effect of the tile that she is on, or she could move 2 spaces away and then do the benefit of the tile that she lands on, that she ends her movement on. So let's see. I can come up here and get 1 bar. It doesn't make sense. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to do the action of it. I'm going to do the action of the classroom. I'm going to draw 3 cards from the draw pile, placing them in my hand. And then for my second action, I am going to collect $5. All right, that's Jen's second action. Goes over to me. First card I'm going to play is, I'm going to play this one here. All right, and then the honey teacup. I'm going to move 2 spaces. 1, 2, landing on the space with Willie. All right, now, if I have any mystery cards, I could exchange them for 1 card for every time one of them I sweep. I do not have any underneath, so I can't sweep any. But I landed on a space with Willie, so he will give me 1 chocolate bar and then roll and move. So he's going to go to 4. I'm going to get 1 chocolate bar. So that was Charlie's first action. His second action is to play this guy here, the lickable wallpaper, which will take him to the same spot as Willie. And now I will do the action. It's not an action; it's a benefit of the tile to sweep 1, 2, 3 of these candy cards, discarding them and gaining 2 Wonka bars. Now, Willie's on the same space as me, so I get another Wonka bar for that, and he has to roll and move. And he goes to 6. Alright, that is the end of Charlie's turn. Now notice, Charlie is out of cards, not in his hand, so the next turn he is going to have to spend an action to go back up to his hand refill limit. Goes over to Jen and Mike. Let's see here. Alright, Mike's going to play the triple cream cup here, and we're going to sweep 3 cards. I'll just leave that one there. Of any type. And we're going to collect $5. Okay, and that brings him up to 9, 10, 15. Alright, now for his second action, he's going to play the honey teacup here. And let's see. He's going to go 1, 2 with Willie here. He's not going to do the benefit of the board, the tile, but he's going to collect this Wonka bar, and Willie is going to roll and move. He's collecting the Wonka bar from Willie. All right, so Willie goes back to the chocolate factory, and that is the end of Mike's turn. Goes over to me. All right, now, like I said, Charlie doesn't have any cards, so his first action is going to refill up to 4. So what I think I'm going to do is... Ooh, that's what I'm going to do. For my first action, I'm going to play this card here, which will move me to Willie's spot. And then I'm going to sweep these 2 cards here and draw 2 new cards. Let's see what we got. Ooh, all right. Now, I'm on the spot with Willie here. Willie's going to move to 6. I am going to get a candy bar because Willie gave me one on his way out. And then for my second action, I'm going to play these 2 guys here, the Scrumdiddlyumptious, twice. And I'm going to gain 3 Wonka bars. All right, now, when I swept, Charlie's special ability would allow him to move. I decided not to. I should explain that. Sorry. So that is both of Charlie's actions. Goes over to Mike. All right, let's see what we got here. You got him out. That'll give me some money. I could take 2. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? That's what he's going to do. He's going to take 2 off of Charlie. So he's going to play this. Charlie, let's see if he can block it. Oh, he can. Charlie's going to block it. All right. That's the end of that action. Did not work out so well for it. Try to get some bars. All right, second action. Let's see. All right, for Mike's second action, he's going to discard this and move on space over. And then he's going to draw 3. Got to put 2 below his player board, but not do the benefits of them. So, let's see. All right, I'll put that one down. That is the end of Mike's turn. Goes over to me. All right, Charlie. Let's see, Charlie. What you gonna do? Take a card from below somebody else's. Oh, you know what? This is what he's gonna do. He's gonna play that. He's going to take this card here. All right, and then he needs some money. He will play this one and collect 5 coins for sweeping 3 cards. 4, 5. All right, now he's gonna sweep 3 cards. We'll just go with these 3. So Charlie's special ability is anytime he sweeps, he can move for free. So he's going to move 1 space here for free. He's not going to do the action, I don't think. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. All right, so for his second action, so we're going to discard the card. He's going to move here. He's going to spend $15 and gain twice the amount of candy he has. So 1. All right, so he has 8 candy bars. He will be able to collect 16 chocolate bars from the supply. 1. All right, so he got a ton of candy on that one. A ton of chocolate bars. Over to Jen. See, she has 3 bars here. She has enough coins to double it. There's 7 in there, so she would be 6. It wouldn't be enough to finish the game. All right. She is going to, first off, she's going to play this one here. And then she will gain 1 bar. Now she is going to she's going to discard it and move 1 space back to the classroom and draw 3 new cards and get her allowance of $5. And that is the end of her turn. It goes over to me. All right, so once again, I'm out of cards. So my first action is to get some cards. Let's see. First one we're going to play is this one with Willie. And I will move to his spot. I don't have any money, so I can't do the effect, but I will gain a bar and roll. All right, so he's going to go to 3. I get a chocolate bar. And for my second action, I could just get another chocolate bar. Move 2. Where would it go? 1, 2. You know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this. I'm going to go 1, 2, which will allow me to get 2 chocolate bars for sweeping 3 of my candy cards. So I'll trade these in for that. Now Charlie swept, so he can move again in 1 space. We'll go down here. We'll get some cash. Alright, goes over to Jen. She's going to discard 1 of these to move. Okay, and she's going to come over here. She's going to sweep 2 cards with the rowdy symbol on it and gain 2 Wonka bars for that. And then for her final action, she's going to return to the classroom to gain 1 and the final Wonka bar. And then her allowance, which we're not going to get into. So now at this point, players will simultaneously open up each bar and see if they found the golden ticket. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me open up 34 of these to see who got the golden ticket. I'll be back with that. Alright, Jen has the golden ticket. She won. So even though she had less bars, she got lucky. Now, if there were more than 1 golden ticket in the game and one player got more than 1 golden ticket, then they could choose to share that golden ticket with another player if they choose to. But that is it. Whoever has the golden ticket wins. Jen had the golden ticket. Jen wins the golden ticket. That is how you play Wonka's golden ticket. Stay tuned for what me thinks. Alright, gang, so you just seen a game of Wonka's golden ticket. And this is what me thinks of Wonka's golden ticket. Let's start with the components, shall we? Now, there is some mistakes on the side B of the market tile, the second tile. It should be 1 Wonka bar for 2 gold instead of 2 Wonka bars for 2 gold. The only reason I know that is because when I saw that, when I played the opposite side for the first time, I thought it was overpowering, being 2 gold for 2 Wonka bars. It just seemed a little overpowering if you were just playing that one without this 2 times the Wonka bar tile face up. So I looked online, and sure enough, it was. While I was there, I also looked up the rule on Willy here, with the 1 card, the fizzy drink card. I can't remember what it is, but if you play that, you can move to any unoccupied corner on the board. I don't think this game gave that an example of that during the gameplay, but Willy is considered being occupied, so if Willy were up on these 2 spaces here, you could not go there if you played that card. All right, and Willy will only go to the 6 top locations, 4 through 9. Or I'm sorry, 1 through 6 rather. I was looking at the board upside down. So there is, a couple minor things. My biggest gripe is these cards. These are horrible cards. They stick together. They're horrible cards. They're flimsy shuffling. Horrible cards. On the plus side, we have the Wonka bars are cool. The components for the Wonka bars are cool. It's a pain. The initial one, you got to put 60 of these in sleeves. It's cool and thematic that there's an actual golden ticket, foil ticket, like there was in the movie. The player abilities, Augustus, was it the green one? Augustus, yeah. No. Yeah, the hand limit one. Augustus, he seems overpowered to me. I'm not 100% on that. I've played this game 5-6 times. I don't remember. Each time, I played each character at least twice. Augustus, just that free hand, draw up to your refill limit for free thing. That seems overpowering to me. I like that there is player interaction with a few of these cards. The Invisible Gobstops is one where everybody can benefit from it, but there's also some that, you can screw with people by taking a card from their player area or a card from their hand randomly, depending on the card, or some of them will make you return two candy bars back to the reserve, and then some will block that. So there is a little bit of player interaction other than just, hey, we're on the same space. If there wasn't those cards, there would be any player interaction at all. I like Willie running around the board, dropping off candy bars. It's thematic. This game is really thematic. The other cards, the actions, I like that it's simple rules. I had to deprogram myself on that, though, because I'm used to the end of the game, you draw back up. This is different. You have a refill limit, which means if you have that refill limit or less, you can do an action to draw back up to that refill limit. Okay, that is an action in and of itself. And then I had to get used to the concept of the player benefit not being an action. It's minor things. It's just I took assumptions on a few things. It's just the way I'm programmed with games. So there's basically 3 actions. You have to do 2 of these, and then all you have to do is collect candy bars. That's fun. I like that it is a race game, and it does feel like a race game. I like that there's 2 sides to these boards, so the base game it's just a lot more chocolate candy bars involved with it, where on the B sides of the cards, it's a little more complex. There's less candy bar resource swaps for, basically. It's more cards driven on the B side. I do like that, you have an option that you don't have to play all of them on one side or the other. You can flip them back and forth. The rule book was okay. It was a little vague on this guy here, like I said. But other than that, it was pretty straightforward and all. I do like that they have a play read. I always like that. And they do have a spot for a draw discard pile. They didn't need to throw a board in there for that. The insert is cool. It'll fit everything in there as a spot for each of the tokens here. That is a bit of a pain for me to pull in and out. My hands don't work. That's probably one of the problems with the cards too. My hands, there's some feeling, not a lot. Alright, but this is a pain. I feel like I'm going to bust through the plastic when I push them down. It is a blow mold, or a plastic form insert. It has a space for everything. That's cool. It did come with this little bag for the coins, which I almost forgot about. That is another one of my big gripes with the game. The components. It's very hard to tell the 3 from the 1. All they had to do is make this a little darker. The values themselves a little darker. That would have solved that problem. At a glance, it's a pain seeing if it's a 1 or a 3. That's it. Like I said, it is thematic. You're running around trying to grab golden tickets or candy bars to try and find the golden ticket. Willie's running around. One thing I did not find thematic, though, is you go to the candy shop and you don't get candy. You get cards, or you get cards. It doesn't make sense. You go to the TV shop, though, you get candy. Or candy. It's some of that's a little off to me. It's minor. It's a quick game. Like I said, I do like one side's easier than the other, which the other side will, if you play the B side completely, it'll add more time onto it. The box is, it's good with time, I think. I play this up to 4 characters. 2 players is definitely 20 to 30 minutes, no matter what side. Well, depending on the AP players. But, basically all you're doing is just racing to empty out the supply of candy bars, and then whoever has the golden ticket wins. And Jen loves the game a lot. I am very, perplexed with it. I'm divided with it. I like all this. I like that, you got the set collecting and you're swapping resources and you're moving around the board and, you're doing all this to gain the candy bars. But then at the end of the game, it doesn't matter. Especially in a two-player game, I could roll a die to see who won. I mean, the end game is anticlimactic to me. It's thematic, because people getting the golden ticket, they go to the Wonka factory. But it's anticlimactic because if you're the last person not to get a ticket, you lost. And there's losers in games. But if you have a golden ticket and there's more than 2 players, you're sharing the victory with, more players. So for that alone, I just don't. No matter what you do here, it doesn't matter at the end. So that is a big turnoff for me. Sorry about that. Nudge had to do his thing, but back to it. All right, so that's basically. I'm torn with it. Another thing, the cover doesn't really say anything about the game. The back of the box would have been a better cover. I'm not gonna flip it around. But on the back of the box, there's a picture of Willie and all that. But it's a kid's game, so I guess whatever. Speaking of that, the artwork, I do like it. It's whimsical, like the movie. The kids do not have a face. Kind of freaked me out in the beginning. It seemed weird, but if I was a kid, I could picture my face in the blank spot as opposed to, the character's actual face. Whereas Willy Wonka himself does have a face. So at first it was a little off-putting by that because they look a little weird to me, a little freaky. But it's just me. Other than that, that's it. It's for kids basically, so that the end game may not be bad for kids. I don't know. I think if I were a kid, I'd be a little disappointed if I had to share the win with somebody else, and then if I were the only one out, that lost, if there wasn't more than one. I don't know. I haven't played it with kids. I played it with Jen, and we played multiple characters, like I said. But it'll be staying in my collection because she likes it, but I don't know about it myself. It's not for me. It's the end game's disappointing. I mean, all this doesn't matter. This is just filler time to me to, just to empty this out and hopefully get a ticket in a 2-player game. With more players, it might be better, but even with different characters, I felt that playing with multiple characters, I felt the same way. It's like, all right, I got 2 tickets. Jen had 1 ticket, so technically we both won, but it's unfulfilling to me. So that is Wonka's Golden Ticket. If it is something you think you are interested in, you could always check out more information at the publisher's website and also on Board Game Geek, the definitive resource for board games. That is it. Get gaming, have fun. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Gibby out!